Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Coffee with Envision. My name is Christy Nichols with Envision Networks, and today we're going to be talking about the future of imaging in radio. Once again, thank you for joining us. So some of the things that we'll be covering today regard the imaging and the branding of a radio station. First of all, technology changing in the way that the music sounds, the way music is made, and the way that music can be found nowadays. Secondly, the fact that branding and imaging much different than normal production at a radio station. The branding or imaging of a radio station identifies your radio station as a product to your listener, and then why imaging needs to be the priority at your radio station. So we here at Envision Networks and you who have called in today understand the importance of a station's imaging. We understand that it sets the tone, the mood, the attitude of your radio station, and it helps your listener identify with your radio station. Just like a logo would do the job of conveying something for your eyes, it conveys the format of your station to your listener. Well, the imaging is the audio version of a logo. Who you are as a radio station, what kind of music that you play, what your attitude is all conveyed in the imaging of your radio station, the face of your station essentially for your listener on the air. Unfortunately, imaging often takes a back seat to the daily business of the business. We know that you're more than just the imaging director or the production director there. In most cases, the production director, the imaging director has many other jobs that go along with that job. We have an affiliate and a friend who is not just the production and imaging director for his group of stations, four distinctly different formats in his market as well. But he's also the morning show producer for two of the morning shows. We just know the way that the radio business works, and many of us have to wear so many different hats. So something that we're about to talk about today is going to provide all of those things in one. We'd like to show you how we can help you with all of these things that you're dealing with each day while also imaging your station. Again, you're imaging for multiple formats, so it's all a different attitude for each station. It's time-consuming to go through so many resources to find the right elements to make your station sound the way you want it to sound. It can take a couple of hours just to find the elements before you even begin the process of putting together that final production of what you want your imaging to sound like on the air. Many times you're using out-of-date libraries to search through the imaging. Believe it or not, and I'm sure you all know, there are many radio stations still using CD libraries for their imaging and going through those. The radio station spent a lot of money on that at one time, and they would like to see their employees continue to use that. But we know that that imaging in those elements, that audio, is out of date. The daily business of running the radio station, you're going to have your last-minute orders coming in from your account executive. The start dates aren't flexible. We know that that has to be done as well. So, again, a lot of limitations and challenges that you're working with every day. We want to offer you a service and tell you about a service that will allow you to not only do your job more efficiently and quickly, but also so that you're able to work outside of that studio. You're not trapped in the studio with those audio elements that are available just there. You'll be able to work with something that is web-based, allowing you the flexibility to work from anywhere. So we'd like to show you our service. It's called Audio ChopShop. It has brand new technology that's going to help you on so many counts. Audio ChopShop, again, is an extensive imaging library. Everything that you've come to expect from imaging libraries over the years, but with so much more. All new and a much faster way of searching for and identifying the sound that you're looking for. Very easily searchable. And I'm going to show you an example of how Audio ChopShop allows you to search and use your time so much more efficiently. With well over 10,000 tracks for every kind of producer out there, Audio ChopShop has audio for multiple formats, pieces, parts, pre-produced elements, which makes your job much easier at times, jingles, beds, listeners and artist drops, sweepers, vocal effects, beats, shells, drones. Of course, there's holiday imaging. And with Audio ChopShop, you'll also have access to a massive audio archive with daily pop culture audio, decades of movie, TV, comedy drops, So for our affiliate and friend that I talked about earlier, who is also the morning show producer, access to Audio Chop Shop is not just going to help him with his job as production and imaging director, but also with morning show contesting and giving the attitude of the morning show as well. So we talked about the amount of time searching for the tracks that you are looking for. It can be very time-consuming part of your job. Audio Chop Shop enables you to find audio files in a fraction of the time. It's through Sonic Search. So Sonic Search is going to take an audio file. You can offer up an audio file. I want it to sound like this. It can listen to that audio file, and then using beats per minute combined with processing and algorithms can help you drill down to that seed track very quickly. It's also going to use metadata to help refine those results. I'm going to actually show you an example of Sonic Search here, a couple of them in just a moment. But when would you use Sonic Search? Well, you can use it to recreate a spot that you say did last year, recreate a spot that the client brings you. I want it to sound like this. You can help that, find that same sound without using the exact same pieces of audio. You can also create a playlist through Audio Chop Shop and Sonic Search that will allow you to go back to a project list very easily and recreate something that you're working on. We have an affiliate who was driving through another market. When she was driving through this other market, she heard some imaging on a radio station she'd really never heard before. It was new, it was cool, it was something different, and she got out her phone and recorded it. Again, she was going through that market and just loved it. So she recorded it on her phone. She brought it back home and put it into Sonic Search and was able to recreate some imaging with that same kind of sound that she was looking for. It wasn't exact, but it was the same kind of feel or sound. And I'll show you how we would go about doing something like that. You could even create imaging that matches the music that you play. And again, I'll show you some examples of that. An actual example of Sonic Search, well, I'm simply going to put a piece of audio into the search field. It's going to do a search, and then we'll highlight a couple of the results. So we took the original audio file, we put it into the search field, and then it produced a bunch of results. But I just highlighted a couple of those for you there. Another example, we're going to use an isolated clip of a very well-known Taylor Swift song, and we're going to put that song, Shake It Off, into the field, the search field. It's going to produce a bunch of results, but I'm just going to show you a couple of the results that it sends back. So it's not the actual song that the results came back with, but what it did is it found something very similar. Each song generates its own fingerprint, so using beats per minute, specific music indicators, it was able to pull something, a couple of results there in particular that had the same beats per minute. So you can match your imaging to the music that you play. That would certainly give your listener the attitude of who you are and who you are as a radio station. You could also use these in branded intros. Some radio stations are spending a lot of money on branded intros, and this is something you can create on your own. So examples of Audio Chop Shop at work, KSEG in Sacramento. They're looking for something with the sound of an eagle. So Brian Lopez at KSEG looked for the piercing cry of an eagle mixed with the classic rock attitude. They were able to put something together very quickly.
Sacramento's classic rock, the eagle.
So again, Audio Chop Shop affiliates there who were able to find exactly what they were looking for and build their own sound. So as much as we would like to create our own masterpieces every single time, sometimes your schedule just doesn't allow for that. So we do have pre-produced tracks in Audio ChopShop as well. Some examples of pre-produced tracks really cover almost any of formats. So every format and updated on an ongoing basis.
Right now. You ready? Give it up! This is Chris Young. Yeah, we're winning. We're losing. When we're losing, stay. I love the way it sounds. Yeah, we were loving you, baby. Back in the day, George. Back in the day, George. Music now.
So for every format and updated on an ongoing basis. What we'd like you to take away from this today is to walk away with the reminder that imaging should not take a secondary priority to production duties. They're just not the same, but we do know that production duties are important. They have to be done every day, but imaging is so important to your listener and to your radio station as a brand. Also, to keep in mind that searching from multiple and sometimes outdated libraries is just not a good use of your time. And no need to be stuck in the studio anymore with that audio library. With a web-based library, it allows flexibility to work from almost anywhere. Sonic Search works. It has outperformed alternative attempts at this sort of solution. Head-to-head comparisons have been done by third-party evaluators. And Audio ChopShop combined with Sonic Search is really ready to be a one-stop shop for your audio. We're ready to change with the time. Technology is advancing, and so are we. And we'd like to significantly reduce your search time and your studio time. This is going to allow you to be more inspired and to really get creative in imaging your radio station. So thanks again for attending today. Please contact us at Envision Networks for your own free trial of Audio ChopShop featuring Sonic Search. We'll be happy to set you up, and you can go through those files and have a look yourself.